Hello, 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 everybody. Happy Friday night. Welcome, welcome. We are so excited to have you. Listen, you guys, you could be anywhere in the world on this Friday night, but you are here with us, and we are so happy about that. I know you hear the amazing music in the background, such dope vibes. The song is called 723 from Tamar Mitchell, so look it up, save it, support this artist, because the song is fire. We are excited to have you for another installment of Open Mic Fridays. Listen, if you've never been to Open Mic Fridays, tonight is about to be a lituation. All the great vibes, all the great music. Please make sure that you do me a favor right now. I want you to share this link. Blast it out. Text it to somebody. Send it to somebody who you think needs to hear some good music tonight, because that is what is about to go down. We need so many people to be listening and tuned in to the amazing talent that we have tonight. I am your host. My name is Lydia Caesar, and I am so excited about the talent that we have tonight to perform for you guys right here on Twitch. Please make sure that you subscribe to Music Forward on Twitch right now. Do it. Let me give you 2 seconds. Subscribe. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Subscribe to our channel so that you do not miss out. Let me tell you a little bit about Music Forward. Music Forward is a national nonprofit. It connects young people from our communities directly to the music industry to transform young lives, inspire careers, and champion a more inclusive music industry. This is such a hard nut to crack, this music industry. So Music Forward acts as the bridge between the artist and the industry. Here we are, right here, connecting them, which is so important. I just love Music Forward. So definitely support us. Open Mic Fridays. What is it? What can you expect from tonight? It is a performance showcase where young artists showcase their talent. They gain exposure. You're watching them right now, right? And they get live feedback directly from industry experts with successful careers in music. Listen, there's nothing worse than somebody trying to tell you what to do that they ain't never done. It doesn't make sense, right? And there's a lot of that in this industry. So that's why I love this show, because all the industry guests that we have here have done amazing things, and they're going to pour directly into the careers of the artists that are performing tonight. All right, so we have yet another show of our 4th season. This is our 4th season, and we're so excited that you're going to get to witness another hour of young talent. From tonight's lineup, okay, we're going to be inviting back 2 special performers for our finals showcase that's going to be in November and December. So listen up, this is important. One of the artists that we're going to invite back is going to be the one with the most supporters tonight. So I'm going to call you to go to our @MusicForward on Instagram after each performer. You need to show up and show out for the person that you want to be able to come back, because that's going to be on you. And then there's another artist that's going to be chosen by our industry guests tonight. Both of those artists will get an Apple gift card and will be able to come back for the final showcase. All right. Before we get started with our phenomenal young talent, industry guests, please turn on your cameras. Let's meet our industry guests. I'm going to tell you a little bit about them. First off, we have Brianna Marin. Here is her bio. When it comes to making hooks, Brianna Marin is a connoisseur. I love it. The singer-songwriter based in LA has taken the internet by storm, licensing hip-hop hooks to indie artists. She is one of the top performing vocalists, songwriters on the BeatStars platform, where her hooks have brought in 6 figures, cha-ching, in sales, and collectively racked up millions of views on YouTube. She is most known for her velvety smooth vocals, influenced heavily by Sade and Imogen Heap. She has written for the likes of Fifth Harmony, Keisha Cole, Fora, Brandy, and LaToya Luckett.
Brianna.
Hi, Queen. Welcome.
Hi.
Okay, so
you read that bio. So amazing. Like,
I wanted to do my best for y'all.
You did it really good.
Thank you. I'm so excited to have you here. So I know of you because I know Alonda Rich. So, and I know that's your girl. So, and I'm hip, and I also sell hooks too, which there's not many of us out here.
No, not at all.
Yes. And you actually taught me how to record in GarageBand on YouTube.
Yes.
Okay. And my husband is in that same space, Wavy Wayne. He teaches people how to record and stuff. So it's like, there's a lot of, I was excited to see your name. I was like, wow, I'm hip to her. I'm excited to have her. So my question for you to start the night out is, what made you decide to go into writing and selling hooks?
Wow. Here, I did the whole traditional songwriter thing, like get the publishing deal, go to sessions, like the whole 9 yards, move to LA. And I always kind of just felt like an outsider. Like, and also I also felt like I oftentimes didn't care about people's projects, if that makes any sense. So like, I would be like in a writer's camp, and then, you know, they're always like, oh, make it sound like that one Rihanna song or that one Beyonce song. And it's just kind of like, well, I'm not a Beyonce, that you should have got that writer. It's not me. So long story short, I figured out how to get on my publishing deal, kind of got locked into the whole online songwriting thing on another platform called Sound Better, and totally changed my life. Was able to get an attorney, get myself out of my deal. And then I got put onto BeatStars, and I saw most of the producers on there were making a ton of money, but there wasn't many songwriters licensing their hooks. So it was something I wanted to experiment with. I wasn't sure if it was going to work. And yeah, fast forward like a year later, it was like my main bread and butter. So
period, poo, right?
Yeah.
It's a space that I don't want too many people to know about, but I also want to tell people like,
right.
Come on out here. So I feel you. I'm so excited to have, just go through this night with you. So let's move on to our next industry guest. We didn't forget about you, Miles Bell. Let me tell y'all about Miles. Miles Bell is a record producer engineer in LA who studied under legendary engineer Jimmy Douglas at the Magic Mix Room in Miami, Florida. Fire! Miles' credits include Donny Osmond, Prince Royce, Manny Fresh, Lucky Day, and many more acts. Miles, welcome.
Thank you.
We are so excited to have you with us tonight.
Excited to be here.
So tell me, how did you study under Jimmy Douglas? Like, how did that work out for you?
Yeah, I was doing an internship under somebody else, and he needed an extra assistant for a session one day. So, I got the introduction and just ended up being the one that stayed.
Nice.
Yeah.
Super dope. How things
right time.
Yeah, absolutely. I tell artists all the time, like 90% is just showing up. You got to be there.
Show up. Yep.
You got to show up before anything else. You have to go.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's a great testimony to that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to chop it up with you guys throughout the night. As we finish with artists, we will exchange and get to really drop. You guys will get to drop some gems, because I know that you guys are about to really just change people's lives. So without further ado, we are going to keep the show moving. So industry guests, you may turn off your cameras. All right, you guys, we are about to get this show started. But first, I want to remind you that the chat on Twitch is open tonight. Every time we have our show, the chat is open, and we really want you guys to encourage the artists. A good word can go a long way. Like, I meant it when I told the industry guests that they could change lives tonight, and you can too. A kind word can literally change the trajectory of somebody's life or career. So drop some fire comments to encourage these artists, and we're about to get started. Coming to the virtual stage for Music Forward's Open Mic Friday, we have the first artist, Rocky Leonard. Come on in. Rocky Leonard is a 20-year-old singer-songwriter from Houston, Texas. Her debut single, I Love You Time, released this past June, addresses the ugly truth of not being enough, of love not being enough to keep a relationship afloat, which is definitely true. Rocky, hi. Make sure you turn your mic on.
Hi.
Hello, look at this. Gorgeous. We are so excited to have you tonight. So, I Love You Time. That is your single. Tell us a little bit about it, because that's what you're performing tonight, right?
This is what I'm performing tonight. So it's my first single ever. It's my debut single. It's just about being a hopeless romantic and always being in love with other people more than they're in love with you and getting caught up in your feelings. And you know, hopefully I'll stop dealing with that. But
Right.
it's about how love isn't enough to keep a relationship afloat. You have to choose to love someone every day. So.
Man. Poetry. Your setup is gorgeous. We are so excited to hear you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Rocky Leonard.
Don't be afraid to tell them how you feel. If you love them, tell them. If you hate them, tell them. Don't hold yourself back. Closed mouths don't get fed. If you don't sow anything, what are you gonna reap? Tell them you love them, 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 tell them you need them. Tell them you can't breathe without them, just tell them. This is I Love You time. This is to all the hopeless romantics out there. I hope y'all enjoy it. Not gonna lie, you are the best I've ever had. Not gonna lie, there's something about your love that's unmatched. I'm not gonna front. Together, we're untouchable.
Wow, Rocky. Let me tell you, I love how you like literally ushered us into this whole nother space with your voice, with those when you said that first, how much I love you, and you went into the falsetto, I said, ha, okay, she didn't come to play. Let us and assist with the saxophone playing with the mask, honey.
Daria Sims.
Don't
Daria Sims. And
don't play with them. You guys sound wonderful. Let us get our industry guests in here so they can give you some great feedback. Industry guests, please turn on your cameras. All right, Brianna, we're going to start with you. Give Rocky some constructive criticism, some tips, whatever you like.
Well, first of all, I'm obsessed with this whole entire scene that you've set up for us, like the mood lighting, the vines on your mic. I can see your eyes like shimmering from 10 miles away, and I'm just totally here for it. So I totally love all of that. I was also curious, did you write the song yourself?
I did. I co-wrote it with a friend of mine, Shout Young. Yeah, we wrote the song together.
And was it about like a specific thing that happened to you, or like what was the inspiration behind it?
Actually, so I'm very creative. I am a Cancer, hopeless romantic. I am a lot of things. But I was supposed to go on a date with somebody, and they ghosted me. And I was like, okay. So I was like, let me write a good song, a good, nice love song. And I was talking to Shout, I was talking to my friend Shout, and I was like something just came in my head. I was like, not gonna lie, you're the best I ever had. He wasn't the best I ever had, but you know, we just had a really good conversation, and I was like, okay, and I just built from there, and I just painted a story.
Okay, I love that. So I definitely could feel that through your melodies and your vocal tone, which is beautiful, by the way. The only note songwriting wise that I would have is just based off that story that you told, I would love to get that scenery, you know what I'm saying, in your verses. So like if you could have painted the picture of like what it felt like to be sitting there in that room alone, like was the table wet because someone just spilled something? Is it cold? Do you feel the air like blowing in? Is your heart racing? Are you nervous? Like I would love to hear more of the sentiment of how the situation came about, because I know we get the point of, you know, I love you, I need you, which I feel like you definitely portrayed beautifully vocally. I would only ask that maybe you challenge yourself to give us more details in your songwriting. But I feel like you've nailed your performance, and I absolutely am just here for everything you gave us today.
Love that feedback. Miles, your turn. Let us know what you thought.
Yeah. First off, let me start with the show production there. I absolutely love the lighting and the setup and everything. That's amazing. And the saxophone player, you did that. That was absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, I love it. Your voice sounds great, honestly. What you do in shows like this, even, I don't know if you've ever heard of So Far Sounds, but I feel like you should just keep playing more small shows and just like intimate settings. I feel like will be like great for you like this. Your tone is beautiful. It's amazing.
Thank you.
I would love to hear more like runs coming from you. Just like when you do the falsetto and stuff, like I would love more of that. You get a lot of it at the end of the song, but like I feel like even in certain spots, maybe in some freeze or something, like giving more of that you know, that tonality, that range, showing that range.
Okay, thank you.
I love that.
Yeah. Love that. Great advice. I totally agree about So Far Sounds. Totally look into that. I think you would do great. All right. So if you are in the audience and you came to see Rocky, make sure that you head over to @musicforward on Instagram, show her all the love in the world on our poll so that she can come back. Rocky Leonard, you are a star on the rise. Thank you so much for being a part of Open Mic Fridays. You may now turn off your camera. And we're going to pick our industry guest's brain. I'm so excited to have you guys here. Miles, I'm going to start with you for this round. I'm going to ask you a question, and Brianna, I'll talk to you on the next one, but still stay. Don't go anywhere. Okay, Miles, how do you go about determining what kind of production a song should have?
Lyrical content is very important. I feel like knowing where you want to go with the song and what type of audience you want to reach is also very important. you know, nowadays we have different genres doing different genres. Country music is doing hip hop beats now. So, you know, I think it's just really just the direction of whoever is involved and what the lyrical content is.
Nice. Love that. That's simple and straightforward and to the point. You know, if it feels right, it's right. Yeah. You know, that's something that I live by. If it feels good, it is good. It helps a lot, but take out overthinking.
Overthinking, yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, you guys, we will be back in a minute. So you guys can now turn off of your camera. And I'm about to introduce our next artist for the night, De La Gray. De La Gray is a Cuban Puerto Rican artist residing in Miami. The influence on music he's had is hip hop, R&B, Latin, and Latin trap music. He began his career in early 2017 as a rapper, then later became interested in music production and engineering, taking him to explore into different genres. De La Gray's music is really influenced by the superstar The Weeknd, Travis Scott, Cosculluela, and many more. De La Gray first started to release his music as De La in 2021. The latest 2 singles he has released, Business Son Business, a trap song, and a Latin R&B, M2. De La, come on in. Oh, I see that you're here, but I can't see you. Do I not see you? Okay, well, we can move on because De La is not here as of yet. So I'll move on so that we can keep the show going and we will come back. So I would like to welcome Paige Kaiser. Come on in. I'm going to tell the audience about you, Paige. Paige Kaiser is a 21-year-old singer-songwriter originally from Iowa. She moved to Chicago 4 years ago to start studying at Columbia College, Chicago, where she is currently in her senior year, planning to graduate with her bachelor's in music and a minor in music business. Paige has been writing music for the past 8 years, and in the past 4 years, she has released 4 singles. She is working, as well as her 3-track debut EP entitled 1111. She will be releasing 2 songs in the coming months, and one will even feature her playing the saxophone. Multi-talented. All of her music is available on streaming services under her name, Paige Kaiser. Paige, we're so excited to have you. Oh. Look at your beautiful fall background. You look stunning.
Thank you.
So I'm excited for the audience to get to hear you. I heard you yesterday during sound check, and y'all, she's fire. Tell the audience about what you're going to do tonight.
Yeah, so I'm going to do one of the tracks off of my EP that was just released back in February. It's called Washed Stain. Yeah, it's a fun little ditty about moving on from the pain of the past and not letting it come back to haunt you, you know?
Man, don't we all need this ditty, okay? Because that is necessary. Well, I'm excited to hear you perform once again. Without further ado, Paige Kaiser.
It's been so long since I've seen your face. You left in the dark without a trace. I've taken the time I needed to heal. So don't come around and try to make me feel sorry for you, sorry for me, sorry for everything I thought we could be. 'Cause I washed away the stain that's been holding on my pain. It wasn't fast, but I forgave the past. It wasn't forgave the past, and I'm not sorry for you, 'cause I washed away the stain that's been holding on my pain. It wasn't fresh, but I forgave the past, and I washed away the stain that's been holding all this pain. It wasn't fresh, but I forgave the past. It wasn't fast, but I forgave the past.
Paige, so good. Just like I remembered, such a strong, powerful voice. That song, I could hear that in like movies, commercials, all that. Super dope. Let's call our industry guests in to hear what they have to say. Industry guests, you may now turn on your cameras. Welcome back. Miles, let us start with you. What is your feedback for Paige tonight?
First off, Paige, I absolutely love your voice. That was amazing. Man, you were really singing. Do you know who Yebba is?
Yes.
Yebba, very much so. Like the enthusiasm when you sing, the runs you do, the delivery of it is incredible. Keep writing, keep showing up. Like we were saying, I don't know if you heard us earlier saying, but like show up, go to sessions, write, network with people and get in sessions, because I feel like it's only a matter of time for you right now with your voice. And did you write that as well?
I did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Everything, keep doing it. I really like the style of production, even like, you definitely have your own sound and niche to it. So I'm really excited to see what the future holds for you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miles. All right, Brianna.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think you are sassy, and I think you are like a ticking time bomb. I'm obsessed with your voice. It's giving, like, the beat. For a second, I thought you were going to be like Kate Nash and giving me like, some crazy story. But I mean, you still did. But Kate Nash, Regina Spektor, like with like a hint of Adele, and I love all of it. It's like my favorite type of songwriting to listen to. And I think Wash the Stain Away is like an amazing concept. I definitely such a good concept. I love that. And I'm here for it. I love everything that you got going on. I love the dress. I love your attitude. I love your voice.
Yes.
I think really it's time and kind of what he was just saying earlier, time, networking, recording more, releasing more. And then I think when the right chemicals come together, it'll be an explosion and it's going to be great.
Dope.
Thank you.
Love it, Paige. So the word of the night is keep going, because you got this. All right, audience, if you are here to see Paige, now is your time to do your thing. Head over to @musicforward on Instagram and show her so much love in the poll so that she is the one that comes back for our final show. Thank you so much, Paige. We are honored to have you here tonight. You may now turn off your camera. All right, industry guests, we're about to do some brain picking. All right, Brianna, I have a question for you, and it kind of goes in line with what I said to Paige. Like, I felt like that song is so syncable. I could hear it like in commercials and like movies, like I said. So, and I know that you've had, syncs. So let the artists know, what are some ways that artists can connect with sync opportunities?
I think that, I don't want to say easy, but for lack of a better word, the easiest way, especially if you're not very well connected quite yet, is to join a music library. I definitely recommend doing your research before you reach out to just any old library, because some libraries might be like genre based. They might only focus on like rock and pop, and you're sending like R&B and hip hop. So do your research, submit to some libraries, get out, go to conferences where music supervisors or the music departments for networks and stuff like that will be, and get to know those people. Ask to send like a playlist. But I think the best rule to remember is to be prepared. Like, don't go meet the president of the music department of Netflix and, you know, your sound is all out of whack. So make sure
you have like 2 songs, you know?
Yeah, it's like you gotta be prepared.
Yes, absolutely. Love that. I think that's such great sound advice. I hope you guys are taking notes because these are gems. Thank you so much, Brianna. All right, you guys, we will be visiting back with you soon. You may now turn off your cameras. We are about to take it back to De La Gray. De La, are you in the house? You may now turn on your camera. De La Gray, you may now turn on your camera. Okay, so De La's having technical difficulties. That is what the big boss just said. So we're gonna move on and hopefully he can get it together before the night is over. Okay, so I'm gonna move on to our next artist. Make some noise wherever you are. Make some noise. Start clapping. I want you to cheer from home for Malik Pollux. Come on in, Malik. I'm going to tell y'all a little bit about Malik. Born and raised from Plainfield, New Jersey, Malik Pollux aims to give his listeners a multitude of different and exciting creative styles and flows. He began writing and making music his senior year of high school, and only recently began to pursue a musical career late 2019 of his junior year of college. Pollux is influenced by many, many artists, such as Smino, J. Cole, Saba, Mick Jenkins, Joey Badass, and many more. Since beginning his musical journey, he's dropped multiple singles and projects such as Cupid Confessions, Money Trees, and his recent single, Understand My Vibe. His goal is to connect people through music, giving listeners his experiences and stories that they can relate to. Malik, welcome.
What's up?
We are very happy to have. Oh, Money Trees is what you're singing tonight, right?
Yeah.
I think it's pretty obvious. I love the background. Way to promote your song. So tell the audience, just give us a little bit of introduce Money Trees for us.
So Money Trees right now is my hit single that I have out, sitting about 60K streams on Spotify. The music video around 1.5. I'm still trying to promote it, but it was a song that was a little different from my style. A beat producer sent it to me, and I heard this beat out of the beats that he did send me, and I decided to hop on, and then Money Trees was made. It's basically a song just kind of like talking about the struggles in life and kind of growing my own money trees, but putting in the perspective of like saying you go out and grind and get your money trees too.
Love it. Love it. And I love that you like promoting your numbers and stuff. I always say celebrate every milestone, all your numbers. You know, you want to always do better, but celebrate your wins. So congratulations to you.
Thank you.
And without further ado, Malik Pollux, take it away.
Yeah. Pollux. Yeah. Man. Yeah, pay me that, I'ma be working hard. My daddy been working for 20-something, trying to count money into your one. I'm playing my dollars, I hope it grow to money trees, super green, like big and thumbs, no GMOs, organic growth. Watch it flow, a water stream, that's been the dream. Can't you see? Tunnel vision, I've been in the anything. Love everything's calling, I'm Neo, man. No Morpheus, still feeling pain. We all the same, been chasing and grinding, I'm losing friends. The real ones, they know that I'm doing things. No checking up, I'm locked in, stuck in my mind, no stopping. Growing these money trees, hoping for hundreds, been watering. Have you been hustling? Start wasting your time and start honing in. Feeling so lonely, yeah. Need me somebody who never leave. Provide for my family and travel the galaxy. Growing these money trees, hoping for hundreds, been watering. Have you been hustling? Start wasting your time and start honing in. Feeling so lonely, yeah. Need me somebody who never leave. Provide for my family and travel the. Hating myself for a long time. People throw hate on my own life. I'm standing my ground to hold me. You said that I'm trash, don't give a fuck. Been hearing no words from my own self. I really been grinding on my own. My money been sprouting, just moving slow. Just give me a couple, I'm finna blow. Keep watching the show. You waiting for more. Each episode different like Gantama. They calling me Pollux the Big Summer. Don't call me a goat, I'm a llama. My spitting is dominant. Look at the way that I'm rhyming shit. So freaking I'm higher than you can Infrared in my DNA, stacking up bread like 23, almost 23. June baby carry 6 rings, I'm a 6 guy. Adding it up, do we celebrate? Yeah. Adding it up, do we celebrate? Adding it up, do we celebrate? Growing these money trees, hoping for hundreds been watering. Have you been hustling? Stop wasting your time and start holding in. Feeling so lonely, yeah. Need me somebody who never leave. Provide for my family and travel the galaxy. Growing these money trees, hoping for hundreds been watering. Have you been hustling? Stop wasting your time and start honing in. Feeling so lonely, yeah. Need me somebody who never leave. Provide for my family and travel the galaxy. Yeah.
Malik Pollux, ladies and gentlemen, he can rap for real. That's awesome. You know, listen. No shade to, like, you know, the auto-tune rap, that has a place. But I do respect some bars, somebody who can actually just rap for real. Bars, I appreciate that.
I don't use auto-tune like that all the time, so.
Yeah, I mean, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just two separate things, you know, and I'm saluting you for having bars, because that is somewhat of a lost art nowadays. So let's call our industry guests in. You may now turn on your cameras. You're gonna give Malik some feedback. All right, Miles, what did you think?
Malik, I like the record. Did you produce that?
Nah, well, we talking about mix and master?
Nah, the actual beat of it.
Oh, no. The beat producer name is Janesh. He hit me up in my email, and then, you know, that's the beat he gave me.
Yeah, nah, that's a good collab, man. I like this sound that y'all have together. You should definitely be working with him more.
Oh yeah, he got a couple more beats that I'm looking at.
Nice. I like your tone as well, man.
Thank you.
Enthusiasm in rap is like one hard thing that I feel like is hard to really like hear through the mic. I think someone who does that well is like Kendrick Lamar. You know, you really hear his inflection in his words. I feel like that's something you could push more on. Yeah. Is like really pushing out the inflection in your bars, because she's saying you got bars, but now it's like making each one of the punchlines be felt. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I think that's my 2 cents, is just like really make sure you stick in that delivery on each one of them bars so that the inflection is there. Because you got the tone, bro. I like that.
Nice.
Thank you.
That's great advice, Miles. Thank you for that. All right, Brianna.
First of all, what are we looking at? Is this like a video in the background? Like what is happening?
This is my bedroom.
Like, how do we even make this kind of magic happen on Zoom? Like, what is?
Oh, for real, I could never.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, well, you know what I'm. Creativity, 100,000 points. Love it. Looks good. I agree with Miles. I would love for you to hone like your delivery. Because was it you that you mentioned earlier? I think earlier we heard De La's bio too, so I wasn't sure who said their inspiration was J. Cole. Was that you too?
No, that was me. Yeah, that was me. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. I was gonna say, because something that I love about J. Cole is how intense his delivery is. You'll notice, like in his verses, if he's kind of just like telling a story, he might have like a calm tone. Then when he gets passionate about something, did you guys just lose me? Oh, here we go.
Oh yeah.
I was about to say, and I'm gone. But anyways, his verses, like they'll start out calm. And then when something becomes more intense, like his vocals also become more intense. It kind of just like pulls you in. So I would love to hear you get to that place too, because you were kind of saying some deep things, saying you want to provide for your family, like you don't want to be alone, like all these really deep topics that I would love to feel in your performance. I was also kind of like browsing around your Instagram too. I would love to see like more of like a styled, curated like Instagram.
Yeah, I was like just saying that to myself the other day.
Yeah, because I mean, I think like everything you're saying, and going back to somebody like J. Cole, is like he's kind of got like this persona, you know what I mean, like built around him. So I think especially in rap, something that makes rappers more interesting is a really dope persona built around him. Like if we start thinking about like Big Sean, Eminem, J. Cole, you know, all these cool people, there's a specific kind of persona, message, and branding, the clothing they wear. It's very thought out and curated. So those are my only notes. But overall, like I enjoyed it, and I think it's a really dope song.
Thank you.
Love it. And just to tag on, like a tip for like performing, if you feel comfortable, it's probably not the best.
Yeah.
You want to push yourself to the point where you feel a little bit like you're outside of your element. You're outside of the box. You know what I mean? You have to really lean on yourself so that the uncomfortable starts to become comfortable. And that's what's going to help you like tap into that next level of greatness. It's just not staying safe. That's pretty much what I'm trying to say. But yeah, great performance. Audience, if you're on Zoom on this Friday night to support Malik Pollux, now is your time to show up for Malik. Go to our Instagram page at Music Forward and join our fan poll. Show him love so that he might just be the one that comes back as a fan favorite. Malik, thank you so much. You may now turn off your camera. And it is my time to ask another question to our industry guests. This is like some of my favorite parts of the night, just because these gems will really help these artists tremendously. All right, Miles, question. What advantages do you think that you had starting off as an engineer and then moving on to production?
Oh, the advantage was a disadvantage at the same time, but we'll use it as an advantage because just knowing sound and frequencies and how things sit with each other, it made producing much easier because I understand sound, but it also at the same time made it harder because I'm producing from a technical standpoint. So, you know, I had to get past that thinking technical to just be creative because the two really don't go together.
Right. Wow.
So I think that's how it helped me though, is just understanding sound and what things go together well, you know, certain frequencies, whether it's a bass and a string or a bass and a piano, just knowing how to mesh those together and get the best of both worlds for them to live in the same track.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm sure it also helps to like know what you're doing to make beats. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of beat makers who are like, I gotta learn, I don't know where to start. But you had the upper hand because you already, you know, learned how to engineer, which is like half the battle.
Yes, I talk to a lot of beat makers these days, actually, who I feel like that's their one downside is they always need an engineer, or they feel like they want to be able to learn how to engineer. And I feel like for all the young producers and beat makers out there, it's like start now, because when you get to that point of needing it, it's too late. You know, start now while you're building yourself up to that point, and you know, you'll have the basic foundation at least enough to do it for yourself.
Dope advice. All right, you guys, thank you so much. Industry guests, you may now turn off your cameras. All right, now is the time. We are going to bring on De La Gray. De La Gray, come on in. I'm going to read your bio one more time. De La Gray is a Cuban Puerto Rican artist residing in Miami. The influence on his music he's had is hip hop, R&B, Latin, and Latin trap music. He began his career in early 2017 as a rapper and then later became interested in music production and engineering, taking him to explore two different genres. De La Gray's music is really influenced by the superstar The Weeknd, Travis Scott, Cosculluela, and many more. De La Gray first started to release his music as De La in 2021. The latest two singles he has released, Business Son Business, and a trap song and a Latin R&B called M2. De La, yay, your internet is working and you're here. I'm so happy.
I'm so
okay,
sorry.
so yeah, I love your setup too. It's like nice and we know giving us good vibes. Tell the audience about what song you're going to be doing tonight.
Tonight I'm going to do, a song is called You Know What I Mean.
Nice.
It's a rap song. The story of the song is really simple. I was here in the studio, listen to beats. I will start freestyling, and I did the first 4 bars. I'm like, yeah, this is it. I'm gonna do something here.
I
did the song like in 20 minutes.
Nice. Some songs just write themselves. I love when that happens. Awesome.
And I used to freestyle a lot. That's how I write all my songs. I freestyle on the mic, and then I listen to the flows and everything, and I change the lines. So I work like that.
Okay, great. Well, I'm so excited to hear it. I know the audience is as well. We have been highly anticipating this performance. All right, without further ado, take it away, De La Gray.
So.
De la villa de los sueños, Fire Squad como gol. El tiempo es dinero, maniga, mírenlo. No trates aquí en mi talla que tengo, cruzo los cables y en tu mundo el cune oro pa' mis hijos. Soy tu pareja, ando grito. Yo ando como caleo, tienes todos los requisitos, toda la noche sin jangueo. En el espacito alto como es el rulay. Quieren copiar mi estilo y le quedarán de mi psycho. Quieren cream en la queen, yo soy su king. Mi trago y me tienen high. Las moñas aquí son de lean. El cuello valérico me posa como un regalo. Cabrón, voy a llenar de anillo a todo el que dio su mano. Ey, ey, es que vivo en una guerra. Cabrón, como un Wilson. Ando siempre con pantera, chilling como los Jackson. Andar en la suela feca, prefiero yo andar descalzo. Ustedes hablan y todo lo que veo es acaso los envíos del West. Tírenme por cel, Flow Palace, mi rubia como Estel. Ey, el Purple Supreme, retro del 96. Diamante, Kiro, loco, no me salgo de mi space. Más si crees que hagan Levin y lo manchen Japanese. Todo eso fue pa' mí, mi loco, you know what I mean. Más si crees que hagan Levin, lo manchen el Japanese. Todas estas putas locos se venden siempre por Benjamin. Ey. Yeah.
De La. Okay, I didn't want to come on and like interrupt you. I was like, then I saw you turn off the music. Listen, I don't know what you're saying, but I loved it. Like, that's what's so dope about music is like, you don't even need to understand, like the vibes may just take you where they're supposed to take you. So let's get our industry guests in here to get their feedback. All right, I'm gonna start with Brianna this time, ladies first.
Oh yeah, I loved whatever movie you just took us into. I'm here for it. I loved it. I was also poking around your Instagram and I feel like your brand is there. I think all the way down to your Sesame Street t-shirt that you're wearing right now, the blue lights in your room, your voice is dope. The only note that I had with your song, I also thought the track selection was dope too. I thought it was really fire. I would play around with the structure of your songs just so like, I felt like some of the parts in the end felt hooky to me and like a little bit of a mood. And I wanted it to happen more and like to break up like your verses and some of the parts that there was a lot of lyrics happening. I would love to hear some like breaks in there or like just some different dynamic choices to keep us into your song. But I mean, yes, I support it. I love it.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, Miles.
Yeah. I'm gonna start off with I don't know what you were saying, but it was fire. First off. But yeah, man, I was peeping the Instagram too. You definitely have the image already there. The brand is built. Just keep adding more posts to it and, you know, flood the content. The socials is a big thing. Flooding content always. Going into the song as well, I feel like there were certain parts in your flow where you could have just gave it a little more space. Maybe that's what Rihanna was saying too, with just like some of the structure stuff, but just like, you know, giving it a breath. When you have them like long stretched out periods of time where you're doing a lot of bars, like find places in there where to take that breath and then come back again with maybe a slight change in the flow or something like that. But other than that, man, I love what you got going on. The performance was dope. You got the lights and stuff set up. So you're definitely ready to, you know, be the artist and to sell this thing. So, and I see you're in Miami too. There's some people out there I feel like you should look into. It's called Space Camp Records, but it's like a bunch of youthful people out there in Miami, like really doing a big heavy movement in the Miami rap scene. And, you know, they've got a couple Latin artists as well. I feel like you might really be friends with them. So.
Oh, please send him that information on Instagram after this. This is the bridge that I was talking about. You know what I'm saying? I love it. I love it. All right, you guys. Yes, De La Gray gave us such a phenomenal performance tonight. If you're in the audience and you came to see De La Gray, he made you wait for it, but he delivered that fire. So make sure that you head over to our Instagram at Music Forward. Show him love if he is who you want to come back as our fan favorite. De La, thank you so much for bringing the vibes tonight. You may now turn off your camera. All right, so we have one more artist coming out, but before that, Brianna, I gotta ask you one more question tonight. What advice do you have for an artist who wants to become a better songwriter?
I feel like everyone always says it. Am I gone again?
Yeah.
Here we go. We're back.
Never gone for long, so that's good.
You know, it was just a brief absence. But yeah, I think it's said a lot, but it's true. I definitely think writing as much as possible is going to help you grow. But aside from just writing, because you don't want to keep writing every day and then you keep making the same mistakes, study the people that inspire you, study songs that are popular and figure out why they're popular. Like, what was the structure like? How does that differ from the structure that you've been doing in your songs? So definitely dissect your songs and just kind of see what makes them work. Challenge your choices. Just like kind of we were talking about earlier with one of the other performers, a common phrase is "I love you." So challenge yourself to find another way to get the sentiment across that you love someone, but say it differently. So excellent. That's my 2 cents.
I love that. And I want to just add on to that. What helped me a lot too when I first started out was collaborating, even though I absolutely, I hated it because you have to expose yourself when you're like writing with somebody. You may give a stupid line. When you're by yourself, a dumb line is a dumb line, whatever, you can move past it, but it's embarrassing when you're with somebody else, but that helped me tremendously as a new artist. Was like, my manager just made me collaborate with people and it helped me to grow as a writer. So I would just throw that in there on top of all the amazing things that you just said. So
yeah, it also helps you see your flaws, because I noticed when I wrote with people, I'd be like, I'm not really good at melodies, am I?
Right. Exactly. It really
and so it made me want to be better.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree wholeheartedly, and I love everything that you said. Okay, you guys can turn off your cameras. We'll bring you back on for one last question after. All right, we are bringing on our final artist of the evening. Make some noise wherever you are in the world for Simone Miller. Simone Miller is the 16-year-old actress and singer-songwriter from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Simone has been actively working in the entertainment industry since she was 10 years old, you guys. She is most known for her role in CBC Gems web series entitled Detention Adventure, where she plays Rain Westbrook. Simone has released 2 original songs to date entitled Dry Eyes and Older that can be heard on all of the major streaming platforms. All right, Simone Miller, come on in. Hi, Simone. We are so excited to have you close out the show with your amazing talent. Tell the audience a little bit about what you're going to be performing tonight.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm going to be singing my debut single, Dry Eyes. I released earlier this year in March. And it always will hold a special place in my heart because it was my debut single.
It's first.
Yeah, exactly.
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, listen, you guys are in for a treat. Simone is incredible. So without further ado, Simone Miller.
All I wanna do is hide, but my eyes have never felt so wide. All I wanna do is hide, but my hand is so
stuck on every line. No, cross my mind, don't think, prioritize the wrong things at the wrong time. The more I do, the less I realize. Oh, killing time away with bloodshot eyes. Replay fights where your voice covers mine. Bite my tongue, I'll put your feelings over mine. 'Cause all I wanna do is cry, but my eyes have never felt so. All I wanna do is rise, but my hand is stuck on every line. No, with the page it frays with all your lies. The ink fades, frustrated as I die, and breathing doesn't mean that you're alive. 'Cause all I wanna do is cry, but my eyes have never felt so bright. All I wanna do is ride, but my hand is stuck on every line. No, when did it all become so emotional? Miss when it was black and white, but we're stuck in gray area. When my opinion's gone, I let myself be wrong, hid behind your peace of mind. But I lost myself and you weren't worthwhile. All I wanna do is cry, but my eyes have never felt so dry. All I wanna do is ride, but my hand is stuck on every line. All I wanna do is ride.
Girl, let me tell you something. You give me like young Beyonce, you give me like Chloe and Halle Bailey. Like you really give me those vibes. And plus you're 2 years old. You have so much time. You have so much time to get even better. I'm like just excited to see where you go.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Let us call our industry guests and you may now turn on your cameras. All right, Miles, give Simone some feedback.
Yes, absolutely love your voice. The song is great. I see where you're going with it. I really see where you're going here. I think my only 2 cents I really have for you is, do you have a vocal coach?
Yeah.
You do? Keep working with your vocal coach, because I see what y'all are doing. Like the voice is there, the inflection is there, all these runs that you're doing. How old are you?
16.
Okay, so yeah, by the time you're 18, 20, 21, all the stuff you and your vocal coach are practicing now is going to be muscle memory for you.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? It's just going to sound, it's going to sound perfected at that point. And that's all I think for you is the practice and time right now. It's just the time and practice. Both go hand in hand. And I feel like when it comes your time in these next 3 to 4 years, you're gonna have something for yourself there.
Yeah. I agree wholeheartedly. And and just for like everyone to understand, the music was lagging a little bit. You didn't miss a beat though, honey. I don't think you knew because you were just so much in it, but that definitely made it a little bit challenging because the music was like lagging, which is weird. But you know what? It's virtual. So these are things that sometimes you just cannot control. All right, Brianna, what do you think?
Okay. Every time I talk, why is it when I talk? Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
So my questions before I give you feedback is, did you write the song yourself?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, and so that was you in the background, right? With all the beautiful vocal production. Did you do the vocal production by yourself, or did your vocal coach help?
I did it with my producer. I worked with Rob Wells on this track.
Okay, dope. I think overall it's really lovely. My only notes is don't fall in the singer-songwriter trap where we're just wanting to hear ourselves sing. Like I used to fall into this trap where I would kind of go overboard with like runs or vocal production because I appreciate songwriting and like all of the, you know what I mean? Like all of the crazy moments, I want to put all of them in there. I would say next time, try to approach with the listener in mind, just because on certain parts I felt it was hard to follow the lyrics because there was a lot of vocal trills and runs going on. So try to use that as like your secret weapon. Like we should only hear that in a moment that it should have been there to drive your point home. You get what I'm saying? Like, because you had parts like that where it really felt like, yes, that was the end of the sentence, honey. There's nothing else to say. You know what I mean? So you give us this run, but then it's like, if you want to tell us the story though, you have to tell us the story clear. You know what I mean? We have to understand what you're saying. So I think when you figure out where to strategically place all of the beautiful tricks that you've already learned how to do with your vocals, you will be a savage. But overall, I loved it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And that's something that will come with time. That's why I said what I said. You're so young. Over time, you're going to learn where to leave space. And also a big tip is like, people want to be able to sing with you. If you're doing so many runs, girl, they can't keep up. Right. So that's just something to just keep in your back pocket when you're writing. Remember, you know what? I can cut this shorter, make it more simple. People will relate a lot more. But Simone, you're phenomenal. Listen, if you were here to see Simone, go into our at Music Forward on Instagram, our poll, show her love so that she can be the fan favorite in our shows at the end of the year. And thank you so much, Simone. You're fire. You may now turn off your camera.
Thank you.
All right, we are wrapping it up. Industry guests, I have one more brain picking for the both of you, and I'm just going to ask you both, if you can, as quickly as possible. Tell us one word of advice that you would give to up-and-coming artists, not just one single word, but just like a tip, a takeaway that you would give them as a word of advice. Miles, you can go first, since we just heard from Brianna.
The advice that I tell everybody that I meet in this industry coming up on any level is show up. Be present. It's out of sight, out of mind in this industry. So just showing up is half the battle. I had a buddy who was a session guitar player. He worked at a restaurant as a server. And I kept telling him, bro, just show up, just show up. And a year later, I talked to him this morning. He said he's booked with sessions until November 6th every day. So
wow.
He's not a server no more. He just plays guitar. So
fire. Love it.
Yeah.
Perfect. Brianna?
I would say always be learning. We kind of touched on it earlier. I think there's always something, especially in the music industry, to kind of brush up on. Once you've mastered something else, learn the next thing. Keep evolving as an artist, songwriter, producer, engineer, whatever it is you do, and value your contacts. Because you never know where somebody will be tomorrow. And that's my 2 cents.
Period. Treat everybody how you want to be treated, because you never know. Nobody is beneath you, ever.
Right.
That is accurate right there. All right, you guys, this has been so wonderful chopping it up with you. Thank you so much. You may now turn off your cameras.
Thank you, guys.
And that is our show, beautiful people. Thank you so, so much for being with us. You could have been anywhere in the world tonight, but you decided to be here with us. We'll be back in 2 weeks. October 22nd is our next show. Write that down. Tell a friend. Same time, same place. You will see more phenomenal talent, and you will see more of me, Lydia Caesar, your hostess with the mostest. It's my pleasure. You guys have a great Friday night. Peace.